Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Today I want to discuss what is technically our first little preview clip-ish of, almost like King Oger, of Cosmic Fury. You know, it's not really a traditional preview clip like they'll release, like, to promote it and stuff like that. It was just more of a snippet that was part of, like, Netflix showing their upcoming content. It's only about, like, 11 seconds, which seems, like, ridiculous to talk about, but there's a couple things worth noting within it. It's basically just the Rangers morphing and showing Zedd, but there's a couple interesting details. So we have the lineup of Amelia, Izzy, Ion, and Billy, which actually does line up with the opening where we first see them in the cockpits of the Q Ranger mecha, so I'm going to presume, based on a couple things, that this is the scene right before they first get the mecha, as it's that lineup of characters. Like, we just see them, like, normal morphing like usual, and there's, like, a bit of a weird energy with, like, the music they use in this teaser where it seems like they're about to break into dance Kyoryuger style. But anyway, you see the three morphing, and then you see Billy with them, which is cool, and like I said, it lines up not just with, like, the characters that are in the mecha in that shot, in the trailer, I keep wanting to call it the trailer, in the opening, but also, like, you can see behind them there is, like, this weird, like, ancient ruin-looking thing that clearly has the symbols of all the Q Ranger mecha. Like, you can see the shark and the balance thing, the scales for balance and stuff like that. So, obviously, this is them going to probably get the cosmic powers. I mean, obviously it is. They just presumably the zords and orbs or whatever's happening, and Zedd is there to possibly stop them, or also is after it. We just see like a quick shot of him, and again, apparently according to Simon Bennett, it is the same suit, but to me the suit, it just looks a little bit more svelte or something. Maybe it's just my imagination, maybe the guy's just standing up straight more, but it looks just a little bit more compact, which is nice. Again, that could be my imagination. I'm still bugged by the fact that the Z on his head is still off-center. But with him, you obviously have his new henchman, this new original villain guy who is wearing a shirt that has Zedd on it, which is pretty funny. And then this other guy who I admittedly didn't recognize. I just brought this up on Twitter, and it's like funny how many people instantly recognize, like, oh yeah, that's Flubbenblobben from episode 48, and he was trying to steal people's noodles or whatever. And I'm like, I'm questioned sometimes if I've ever even seen these shows, because I never remember any of the Sentai villains. I'm like, who the hell is this now? But out of curiosity, I looked up, I just looked Q Ranger villains up, and I actually don't even remember his name now that I looked it up. I just confirmed that he was in it, so it is a Q Ranger villain suit. I was just like crossing my fingers that it was going to be from Q Ranger, so I wouldn't have to go through and be like, Jojo villains, the ninja villains, whatever, because I know there's supposed to be other suits from other seasons, like that Bunglei suit. So it is a Q Ranger villain that's alongside them here. And there's also just a couple little shots of a fight, like there's one shot of Ollie and Amelia fighting together, but then you also have some pretty cool looking acrobatic fight shots of Billy as mmpr Blue, presumably in the same location. Obviously, we noticed that Ion and Zato aren't there. You know, we could speculate why. I'm sort of trying to create a loose timeline in my head based on this and on the teaser of like what might happen. Like in the teaser, we see shots of them fighting in a wooded area where Zato is still using his like Ghost Ranger suit. And so I'm going to presume that maybe that's like the first fight after they're recruited, and maybe that's when Javi loses his arm, and then they're like, oh, we got to take him to Wakananda, and he's got to get his new arm. But maybe that's what happens, is maybe he loses his arm in that first fight, and Zato's off, busy being dead, and Javi's busy not having an arm. No, but like, you know, maybe Zato and Solon are taking Ion, or Chase Javi to get a new arm, and that's why they're not there in this scene. And then maybe this is like when we first start to see Amelia take charge, and when we run into Billy, and then Zedd's after them. The very last thing worth noting in this is we get the briefest of snippets at Zedd's new voice, because if you didn't know, he is getting a new voice in this series, as the old one received too much negative feedback, which is very unfortunate. I mean, I had my own mixed feelings on the voice, you know. It was spotty for me. I think I came around to it more at the end. I think he really grew into it. But of course, fans have to be awful as usual, and so that's unfortunate. I mean, this one, I feel like you barely get a chance to form an opinion, so I'm going to hold off fully judging it until we hear it, just because, again, all he says is like, oh, that's funny, or whatever. And like, it sort of sounds just like a higher pitched Zedd imitation. Like, at first I'm like, oh, that almost sounds more nasally, but then the more I listen to it, I'm like, well, it kind of sounds pseudo-similar. Sorry about the noises outside, nothing I can do about it. But yeah, I listened to it a couple times, and then the more I listen to it, I'm like, it does kind of sound sort of similar, but high-pitched, but it's so quick, I feel like I'm not going to be able to get a full judgment until he starts speaking in full sentences. But I just wanted to talk about that. Normally I wouldn't talk about it, but I thought it was interesting to see this lineup of characters alongside, like, the the stuff in the background for the Zords, and let's just place like a little bit of a loose timeline on what might happen in episode 1, not to mention getting to hear Zedd's voice. But what were your thoughts on the first clip, on the little brief glimpse of Zedd's new voice? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps, ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out. I'm just kidding. You thought I was signing out? So did I. Like, I thought the video was done. I had it all ready to go up. I went to get some lunch. I thought I was done for the day. And I come back, and there's new pictures to talk about. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes this job feels like you're an on-call doctor, except the stakes are way higher. How are you guys going to survive without my take on Amelia's new outfit? How? There was some more new pictures that came out about Cosmic Fury, which is some more stuff to talk about. First one, not so much exciting stuff. It's just Amelia helmetless, which we've seen a bunch of times. There is like a little bit of like fairy dust or whatever over her head. Maybe this is when she first gets the powers. Who knows? I'm actually kind of predicting, and I was thinking about this actually, you know, when she gets the Zord. Maybe like that, they have to get the Zords like really quickly and pilot them quickly, and she's like, oh, why did I get put in red? And then they're like, oh, you were supposed to be red all along. I don't know why Guilliman's giving her the powers. I'm just happy he's in the show. And the next one is just 4 of our Rangers. We got Izzy, Ion, Javi's back, he's got his arm, and Amelia in some of their new civilian outfits, although Ion's not full relaxed yet. He doesn't got that relaxed outfit on from that one picture, but they are, you know, in new looking outfits. At least Amelia's in a new looking outfit. Obviously, Javi's got a new outfit on his arm. At least I'm calling him Javi. And they looks like they're morphers, but I think it's just their watches reflecting against the sun. I'm saying that as a joke, but there's some people that will take me seriously. Some people in this fandom do not understand sarcasm. Anyway, the next shot is them, presumably right after this morph, just showing off their weapons. Nothing that we haven't really seen before. They're just outside. This is an interesting one, though. It's a shot of them. It looks like in front of some sort of construction equipment, maybe digging up some stuff, wearing what looks like some alien clothes. Alien clothes. Alien clothes, like... I don't think this is any kind of civilian outfit. It would be funny if they were because they seem kind of cumbersome, but I'm going to imagine that maybe this is them like in disguise on some sort of alien planet. In fact, it made me think of that scene from Fern's credits where she actually looks like an alien, and I didn't catch that till I was editing the video, and I was almost wondering, like, if it's not a disguise, what if Fern is secretly an alien? That would be a funny way to tie like Fern into the space stories, but maybe this is from the same episode and they're in disguise here. And again, it's the same for a core group of 4, so maybe this all happens around the same time, and I'm sure it does. And then this last one is probably the biggest one, is them just morphing, but this time no Ion. You just have a core 5 of Amelia, Izzy, Javi, Ollie in his evil-looking jacket, and then Fern. Fern is there, confirming that she's a ranger, and she's wearing an orange shirt, which is further evidence that she's an orange ranger. I hate saying that because I feel like the evidence of what color they're wearing is the absolute most base-level thinking, and it's so stupid. Like, I know that's how they do it once they morph, but there were so many times where she would wear, like, a certain color in Dino Fury, and they're like, confirmed, she's whatever ranger. But it's been rumored and basically confirmed that she's the orange ranger for a long time, and then they had her in that purple coloring in the credits, and everyone's like, oh, it's a fake out, she's purple. Just because of it's like, guys, like, I guess I could see that if there was no other rumors about her, but, or if it was just the scoopers, even though they're from pretty reliable scoopers, but she's orange in the morpher. Like, if they were gonna do, and maybe I'll eat my words and she'll be purple, but I'm just saying, if they were gonna do a fake out, like, why would they put orange in the morpher for her? Like, that's not a worth it prank. Regardless, though, it's cool to finally see her confirmed. She does have a really funny look on her face, like she doesn't know if it truly is morphin' time yet. But these look pretty exciting. I guess maybe seeing Ollie here kind of squashes my ideas about Billy becoming blue, unless Ollie transforms into blue first and then Billy takes the morpher. I think Billy will probably just stay mmpr blue, because they'll want to keep that iconic imagery. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's cool to see these. It's cool to see more info rolling out. I predict we'll probably see some more little looks over the coming weeks and a trailer within the month. Despite fans shrieking that Power Rangers is being mistreated, we're pretty much on track for normal promotion for any other show. So I would expect a trailer within the month, but the fact that it's not here yet isn't that huge of a deal. And it'll be nice to get some news trickling out. But I hope now that the news is wrapped up for today. If anything happens by the time or before this video uploads at 6, I'll just cover it tomorrow. So I don't want to do a third part. It's just like hard to keep up with. So yeah, what do you guys think of these pictures? Let me know in the comments as always. This time, I'm for sure signing out. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out. Gotcha again. I'm still here.